All right, Ryan here with longrangeonly.com, and I've got another hopefully quick, easy review for you. We're going to talk about the Altitude stock from Mesa Precision Arms today. And this is the second one I've owned, so I've got quite a bit of time behind it. It has a lot of great features, and I think we're going to start with the number one reason why I would pick this stock, and that's the weight. This stock actually gets down in the 25-ounce range, and there are a lot of stocks that do that, but there are not a lot of stocks that do that with a vertical grip or even a semi-vertical grip that I feel is really great for shooting prone, which is what we need for long-range hunting, which is what we're all about. So there's really, when you talk about 25-ounce range stocks that are suitable for long-range hunting for me, two come to mind. It's this one and the Altera Arms carbon stock, which we've also got a review on. But the features are, like I said, we're going to start with the biggest one, 25 ounces. It's a carbon fiber stock. I will have the specs in the opening sequence. You can pause it. I will also show the inlets. They're growing in inlets. When I first bought the first one, they only had a couple different inlets, but they're covering a lot of stuff now. Even the medium actions, the XM actions. This happens to be a Defiance Ruckus XM, so that's nice. And that they're growing in popularity, so a lot of other stock manufacturers inlet for them now too, but they do inlet for it. The fore end is very, very thin. It doesn't have a lot of material here that you don't need, which helps lead to that light weight. It's very strong. I've never had any issues with it. They come with sling studs. I've removed the sling studs and put a pick rail on it, and I also put a QD flush cup in it. It came with a rear sling stud, which I drilled out and put a QD mount in. Okay, on the back, and let's start with what I do like. The vertical grip obviously is one of the things I think that helps a lot of long-range hunting situations, those prone situations. Now, some of the stocks like the Climber and the Altera Arms have a little bit of a semi-vertical grip, and I find them very shootable. And I actually think I started leaning towards that, but I still do love vertical grips. And not only is it vertical, but it has a very good distance from the trigger. So if your hands aren't real huge, like some of the other stocks out there, the distance is so big that the fact that it's vertical doesn't matter because you can't keep your hand comfortably on it. Now, you shouldn't ever have a death grip on it anyways, but you should be able to place your fingers here comfortably and be able to pull the trigger. This is very good for my hands. It's flat on top. It allows you to basically have a little thumb shelf up here so you're not reaching over gripping it, which is not conducive to good accuracy. Now, one of the things I don't love about it is the drop at the toe here is a little bit more than I prefer. It's like some of the Macmillans. I will say that the long range only bag that Jeff designed is perfect for these drop at toe angles, and it really, for the most part, is a non-issue with this bag. Now, if you're using some other bags, it's so aggressive, sometimes you get that muzzle flip as it recoils. Even with this bag, in certain situations, it's more prone to that. Now, with some practice, it will be all but eliminated, but I'm just saying it's not the perfect angle for me. I much prefer something like the Gunworks, the Altera Arms, the Macmillan Tacticals like the A3, which I love. We also have a review on that. But like I said, just wanted to point that out. You can make that decision for yourself. Now, one thing I hate, and I've had a lot of stocks that have it, and it didn't really bother me much until I started shooting more and more with the Gunworks stocks, the Macmillan A3, the Alpine Carbon from AG Composites, the EH1 from Manners, A lot of those stocks that have just a straight comb or a negative comb, once you shoot those for a long time, it makes going to a Monte Carlo stock very, very difficult. And it just does not make any sense for a long-range hunting stock, a stock that you're going to have on a rifle that you're shooting prone. Because anytime you get this center of this recoil pad farther away from the bore center line, it's going to be more prone to muzzle flip because of the physics behind it. You draw a line straight back, the moment arm is greater, and the recoil center is going to be down here instead of up here. Ultimately, in a perfect situation, if we didn't have to deal with cleaning, we would want that center clear back here right at the bore center. But that creates other issues, which is why we don't have stocks like that. But you do see stocks with adjustable butt plates for that purpose, so you can get them up higher. This is a consideration. I've shot a lot of small groups with this rifle. I've shot a lot of small groups with the other rifle that I had this stock on. It can be dealt with. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to consider. And the other issue with that is just besides the physical faults of this design, it also sometimes when you are your gun's in a real low situation, this is lower, so it wants to hit low on your shoulder. You actually have to pull the gun up higher in the bag, which is not optimal, and then you have to pull the front of the gun up higher, so you need a taller bipod. It gets you in a lot of situations where maybe that Harris 9-inch tall bipod won't work. It's not often, and I would say that no matter what stock you're using, you're eventually going to be in a situation where you can't get the balance between the rear bag and the front rest, whatever that may be. I use bipods, but this one seems to be more problematic just because of that issue. Like I said, I don't think that this would be a deal breaker for me, but I do think maybe there are some better stocks out there that don't utilize this. But let's go ahead and wrap up the things that I do like about it, and then we'll end this. I guess I should mention it does have a Packmeyer decelerator pad. These have become standard, either this or the Limb Saver. They both do a real good job at soaking up that felt recoil. But why you're going to want to choose this, it's one of a few stocks suited for long-range hunting, prone shooting, that weighs in at 25 ounces or in that neighborhood. It has a vertical grip. It has all the reinforcements where you need it. They've got a couple different finishes that I think look good if that matters to you. It's got a good recoil pad. It's got several inlet options listed at the beginning there. And overall, it's a really good stock. Like I said, 25 ounces, long-range shooting, prone style stock, and it's going to be great for you individuals out there that are wanting to cut weight. And I know that seems to be the theme these days, lighter, 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 but we also need to maintaining that shootability. So we'll have a link in the description below to a thread on the forum. You can head over there, ask me any questions. If you don't have an account, it's quick, it's free, easy to sign up. We would love to have you. There's a bunch of great guys there. There's tons of good information, and you can ask me questions about this, or you can just engage in a conversation with the other forum members. Please like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on notifications so you can be notified of future videos, and we appreciate you taking the time to watch. Have a great day.